This is Edward, and I'm broadcasting live here on justin.tv/EdwardStarcraft. We're watching another game in this Diamond Masters level King of the Hill. Here we have two Masters level players. Spawning at the top right-hand position, we have the one and only King of the Hill. His name is TGL Pronkers. At the other side of this map, we have a Terran Protoss player. His name is Mystic. We are playing on the smallest sensible map possible, and hey, we're looking at this and it looks very sensible right now. It looks like Mystic's starting to build his first pylon at the top of this thing. TGL Pronkers walling off this narrow choke point in between the two bases with one, and apparently he can get up there as well. And so here are the two bases. This is the entirety of the map. Yeah, you have your base, you have a ramp up to his Zelnaga tower, you also have a ramp up here. So it should be interesting to see how this game goes. Because, you know, we always say you have to adapt to the situation. And, you know, I think this map, it's a pretty sensible map. It makes sense. And perhaps, you know, Blizzard, they've been experimenting with the map pool a bit. They've actually added like 4 new maps to the map pool or something like that. And hey, this looks like a very sensible map. It's very balanced. Both of the positions are like exactly the same, so there's no imbalance in this map. It's very sensible. The title says it all. And I think Blizzard should consider including this in the ladder next year. It looks like Tactical asking cannons on the cliff. There is a forge coming up for Mystic, and remember, good people adapt to the situation, and it looks like Mystic going to be adapting to the situation here, and perhaps building cannons on the cliff. At the same time, what is TGL Pronkers up to? It looks like he's going to go for a more tech-oriented build, getting gas on his refinery, unlike that other game where he like 6-raxed. On the, I think it was like the smallest fun map or something like this. Well, this is, I think this is a lot more sensible of a map. And look, TGL Pronkers using this nice high ground to his tactical advantage, being able to attack Mystic's army when Mystic's trying to kill the supply depot. It's going to be very hard to break the supply depot. It looks like Mystic now building 2 photon cannons to kind of establish control of his side of the iron curtain, or in this case like the stone curtain. And now this cannon at the top going to be taking down TGL Pronkers supply depot. TGL Pronkers without anything he can do over here, and it looks like Mystic going to get the advantage here, going to be able to take down TGL Pronkers defenses. At the same time, Mystic with 2 more gateways, he's building more zealots, which should definitely be interesting. TGL Pronkers, it looks like he's going to transition into Marauders. He's going to try to turn Toss into goo with the Marauders, and now 2 Zealots marching their way in over here to TGL Pronkers base. They're going to try to take out some units. The Mule going down, and now looks like the Zealots going to try to chase after the Marines. 1 of the Marines going down to the cannon. 2 of the Marines going down to the cannon. Bad blunder on TGL Pronkers' part. Concussive shells is being researched for these Marauders. These Marauders are going to try to take out the Zealots, but now the Zealots do retreat to safety of the photon cannons. It looks like TGL Pronkers is going to try to put a barracks to defend over here, but it gets taken out by these photon cannons, and now TGL Pronkers has to modify his barracks placement, and looks like Mystic going to continue and transition into 4 warp gate. Whoa, this can be very scary, because if he does get a cybernetics core, which he does not have, he could warp in units over here directly into TGL Pronkers base, which I'm sure TGL Pronkers does not want to see over there. And TGL Pronkers is saying, whoa there, I'm dumb. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but now it looks like TGL Pronkers, he does have his concussive shells, going to take out maybe 1 zealot over here. Yes, he does. And it looks like now Mystic going to try to cannon his way up to the top of TGL Pronkers cliff. He's trying to contest this map vision over here, because if his cannon warps in, takes control of here, this top region, that means TGL Pronkers will not have vision of Mystic's side of the playing field, and that would not be good for TGL Pronkers. Now it looks like TGL Prunker's trying to build a bunker, but he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to be able to snipe these two cannons with his Marauders if he wants to spend the money on it. But it looks like that's not going to be his priority as of now, and it looks like Mystic not going to be able to get his cannons up yet in time. And it looks like now Mystic transitioning into a 4-gate build, getting a few Stalkers now, and I think once he's able to warp in over here to TGL Prunker's base, that is going to be very difficult for TGL Pronkers to defend against. However, he is getting a bunker in his base to try to deal with it, and it looks like now Mystic trying to attack up this cliff with his Stalkers, and the Stalkers do some damage to that Marauder, but TGL Pronkers has to keep control of the Xel'Naga Tower. If he loses control, that is going to be big, and it looks like TGL Pronkers now losing control of the Xel'Naga Towers, but now regaining vision of the map. TGL Pronkers knows how important it is for him to have map vision. If you don't have vision, that means you're not going to be able to attack back at these cannons. That means you're not going to be able to, attack at units that are going to be coming over towards your base. So basically, you really want to keep control of these two Xel'Naga Towers, and Mystic making sure he does do that, and TGL Pronkers also making sure he does commit a sizable amount of resources to keeping these here. Now it looks like Warp Gates is now up for Mystic. This could be big because he could warp in units over here straight onto the top of this cliff, straight into TGL Pronker's base. What is he going to do? And it looks like his decision is just not to warp in units, and now it looks like, okay, 3 Stalkers are warping in, and he's just continuing to build Stalkers over here in his base. At the same time, it looks like TGL Pronkers perhaps switching over here to Siege Tanks. Is he going to be building Siege Tanks soon? It looks like TGL Pronkers is supply block, and now these Stalkers trying to pick off some more Marauders, and now TGL Pronkers, he is surrendering during map vision. That's not good, and now it looks like he's re-getting it, but it's very easy for Mystic to snipe that lone Marine at the top of here, and now TGL Pronkers cannot attack these Photon Cannons, and those Photon Cannons can get free pot shots off of TGL Pronkers, which would not be good. It looks like now he's going to try to take out these 2 cannons. It looks like he manages to take 1 with small losses, but now not deciding to take down the second because he no longer has map vision up there yet again. Not a position he wants to be in right now, and this is going to be difficult for TGL Pronkers. It looks like 1 siege tank going to be researched quickly. It's brought into play very quickly for TGL Pronkers, and that could give him an advantage, a very important advantage in this matchup. But it looks like Mystic might be attacking. No, he is not, but his Photon Cannon's doing a very good job at defending from TGL Pronkers' army. Some sentries would be very cool at cutting off the armies, but doesn't look like he's going to be doing that just yet, and TGL Pronkers now... Whoa there! Accidentally killing his own siege tank. That was huge, and I think now Mystic going to be charging in with all of his zealots, probably going to be able to take out a lot of TGL Pronkers units, and now warping in some reinforcements over here from the right side. But now TGL Pronkers, it looks like he may pull in all of his SCVs to defend, stemming in all of his Marauders. Now it looks like those Marauders may be able to take out Mystic's units, yes, but 4 more Zealots getting warped in, and now TGL Pronger is not producing additional units here. That's going to be very difficult for him to hold off, especially since his Marauders are cornered in, and it looks like TGL Pronker's going to... it looks like TGL Pronker's not going to take this game, and now Mystic going to take this game here on the smallest... what was it, reasonable map ever or something like that, and now Mystic 4-gating and TGL Pronkers GGing out of this game. Congratulations to Mystic for taking out TGL Pronkers based on the smallest reasonable map ever, or whatever, smallest sensible map possible. That was a sensible game.